The Arctic is a place so remote, most people can't even imagine going there. Our next guest has traveled to the Arctic 6 times, and the result is a stunning book of photography, The Arctic Melt, Images of a Disappearing Landscape. Art and environmental photographer Diane Tuft joins us now to discuss. Welcome, Diane. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me, Tanya.
So you have been to the Arctic 6 times, beginning in what?
2001.
2001, and you have seen dramatic change.
Dramatic.
From that point till your most recent
dramatic
visit. Why did you, let's go back to the beginning. What first interested you in photographing that part of the world?
Well, I've always been interested in seeing the effects of the environment on the landscape. And I began with actually photographing the landscape with infrared film to see what existed beyond our visible spectrum, because we cannot see infrared light or ultraviolet light. And infrared film allows you to see the radiation coming off the landscape, which is a heat-sensitive film. And my images were extraordinary. I had no idea what I was going to get since I can't see infrared. And then it led to ultraviolet. There's no ultraviolet film, so I had to go to places in the world where there was a lot of ultraviolet light. The place that really can show what ultraviolet light looks like is places in the world where there's snow and ice.
Tell us technically how you did this. Were you hanging out of helicopters?
Yeah, so most of my work is aerial. I look at the landscape as living sculpture. Texture, color, light, shape, and that's the way I look at landscape.
Right.
So when you're looking at snow and ice, you can imagine they're constantly changing. There's no snowflake that's like a next snowflake. There's no ice crystal that's like another ice crystal, and they're constantly changing. And they give you a very good palette for what's going on with the sun. Let's
look at a particular image juxtaposed with another image that you took of the same landscape. How many years later?
Well, the first one is actually Greenland, the Greenland ice sheet, very near Ilulissat, by helicopter in 2007. The first time I went to Greenland was to photograph the fantastic icebergs that it's noted for. And this ice sheet is fluffy snow. The little teeny holes are cyanocite holes that are formed by just teeny little pieces of soot that land on the ice sheet, even though there's no factories there. The soot in the air goes all over, and it lands on the ice sheet, and because it's dark, it makes a little hole. Fast forward, this is 2016. Last summer I went back exactly at the same time. This is what it looks like now.
What would you like people to understand about what you're seeing?
Climate change is not an abstract idea. We've been reading about it in the paper. We know that the Arctic is melting. It's front page news. But the visuals are really important. So for me to take the visuals and be able to share it with the public is very, very important.
Thank you so much. Your book is equal parts beautiful and disturbing. Yes. So it's an interesting experience looking at the pictures because they're stunning images, but it's disturbing what they're depicting in many ways. Thank you, Diane,
Thank
for
you so
coming
much,
to see
Tanya.
us.